What's up, guys? I'm here to show you again how to do the full Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc combo. This is what a lot of the people in the TCG who are being successful at top tier events, tier 2, tier 3 events, are saying is the best deck. Reason being, it's going to make a board that has 7 to 8 degrees of interruption, and one of those degrees of interruption will be a trap card in the graveyard that can banish itself to target the problematic board blowout. Blowout cards right now in the format are Dark Ruler No More, Forbidden Droplet, Evenly Matched, Lightning Storm. This card is going to be your saving grace because it's going to prevent you from getting Dark Ruler No More, which would then otherwise turn off your board. It's also going to do the same thing for Forbidden Droplet because likely they are not going to be able to pitch a trap card. If they have to pitch a trap card, it could also drastically reduce the ability to play through the board, even if they can turn stuff off with the Forbidden Droplet. So, I'm going to walk you through it. In reality, it's a 3-card combo. But we're going to need a 4th card here to make sure we get through that. We're also still going to have a hand that we can play with during our opponent's our opponent's turn, as well as follow up for next turn. So I'm going to walk you through how to do this. All right. So first things first, we're going to start by activating Bird Call. Bird Call. On activation, add a Lyrilusc monster, and then special summon a different one in your hand. So what are we going to add here? We're going to add the Cobalt Sparrow. Bird Call will then continue to resolve summoning the Turquoise Warbler. In a new chain link, Turquoise Warbler will trigger special summoning a level 1 bird monster, or level 1 winged beast monster from the hand. We're going to summon Cobalt Sparrow. When Cobalt Sparrow is special summoned, we can add a level 1 winged beast monster. In this moment, it does not matter what we add. So, what are we going to prioritize here? Well, we can prioritize the Wagtail, so we have a play for next turn. So, Wagtail comes to hand. We're good to continue. Next things, we're going to overlay into Recital Starling. We're not going to use the effect of Recital Starling on summon. There's no need to. Recital Starling will use its effect, detaching the Cobalt Sparrow to add a level 1 bird monster, level 1 winged beast monster from deck to hand. In this case, we are going to add the Sapphire Swallow. Reason being, we're going to go +2 here on this next play. We're going to go Fractal first, though, before we do anything. Fractal will send the Tri-Brigade kit from deck to graveyard. Kit, on being sent from deck to graveyard, will Foolish Burial the Tri-Brigade Oath. This is the card we just talked about. This is the card that's going to stop the Forbidden Droplet. It's going to stop the Dark Ruler No More, and it will stop whatever other spell or trap card blowout you may be facing down, because the rest of your board is going to scare the crap out of your opponent. And you're going to see why at the very end. So, we got the Recital Starling on field. We sent the Tri-Brigade Oath. We've got 3 cards we can banish for the Nerval. We're going to start by activating the Sapphire Swallow in hand. And we are going to special summon the Nerval. Before we do anything else, activate the Nerval effect, banishing the Fractal and the kit to summon out Ferjit. Then, we are going to overlay, using the Nerval and the Sapphire Swallow, into the second Recital Starling. And make sure when you activate the Recital Starling here, you detach the Nerval. Reason being, the Recital Starling will add a level 1 winged beast monster like we've spoken about. And the Nerval will also detach to add a Tri-Brigade monster from the deck to the hand. This is critical because we want to get the Karis out. Again, we have not used our normal summon here. So, first, Recital Starling will resolve. We're going to add the Barrel Canary to hand. Nerval will now resolve in a new chain link. Nerval will make sure to prioritize adding the Karis. Next step. What do we do? Before we do anything else, you want to detach both materials from the Recital Starling because you're going to be using them to summon the F-Zero. F-Zero will not maintain the materials used for the monsters that it's using as its material. So unfortunately you have to detach, but that's fine. You're then going to use the F-Zero to make number F-Zero Utopic Draco Future. This is your monster negate and take. Your opponent can no longer Nibiru you in this moment. They also can no longer hand trap you in this moment. This is great. The only hand trap they can respond to you with right now would be an Imperm, and that's the only card you can't deal with. But likely if they had the Imperm, they would have done it already. So, where do we go from here? Well, we're going to start by declaring the Barren Blossom effect to summon the Wagtail from the hand. Wagtail on summon will add a Lyrilusc spell or trap card from deck to hand. We're going to add the bird call for next turn. This is our follow-up. Before we do anything else too, and again, we have not used the normal summon yet. We're going to link to using the Ferjit and the Wagtail to summon out the Simorgh. The Simorgh doesn't do anything on the summon, but what we will be doing is we will be using the Ferjit to draw a card. We then look at the card we drew, and we can decide whether we want to put it back or not. I want to put it back. Sorry. I wouldn't want to put it back because it's an Ash Blossom. It's a great utility. It's another degree of interruption. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the Pot of Desires on the bottom of the deck because we don't want to activate it, banishing the Apex Avian from the deck because we're going to need that during the Simorgh combo at the end. So again, we have not normal summoned yet. We're going to start by normal summoning the Karis. Make sure you summon the Karis as far away from the link zones as possible. Reason being, Karis is going to use its effect. It's going to banish 2 monsters from the graveyard to summon Ancient Warriors, double Dragon Lords. But we want to make sure we do not banish the birds, and I'll explain why. So we're going to prioritize banishing the Ferjit here and the Nerval. We'll summon the double Dragon Lords to one of the zones the Simorgh points to. Reason being, we are going to use the Barrel Canary effect now. This is the last portion before we go to end phase of the combo. Barrel Canary will activate its effect in hand, targeting a Lyrilusc monster in the graveyard, special summoning both itself and that monster. You want to prioritize targeting the Sapphire Swallow. Reason being, when Sapphire Swallow is used for the Exceed summon of a Lyrilusc monster, you can equip another material to it from the graveyard. So, we're going to summon the Ensemble here using both the Barrel Canary and the Sapphire Swallow. Sapphire Swallow effect will trigger. You can use either the Warbler or the Cobalt Sparrow here. I recommend the Cobalt Sparrow. So, Cobalt Sparrow will attach itself to the Ensemble, and then we can add another material. The Wagtail has an effect in graveyard. You can target a Lyrilusc Exceed monster you control, attach it to it as material. So, what are we going to do? We're going to do exactly that. Wagtail is going to go. The Ensemble is now going to go up to about 2,000 attack here. It has 4 materials. It also cannot be targeted for 2 reasons. Cannot be targeted because we used... because we have the Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty. Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty says you cannot target the Simorgh itself and any Wing Beast monster this card points to with card effects. So, they can't Imperm the Ensemble. They can't Chalice the Ensemble. They can't Widow Anchor if you're playing a Disguise Striker match. The Ensemble is protected because of the Simorgh, although it can still die to Lightning Storm or Regeki. But that's fine, because we play the Oath to play around that. So, in the last phase of the combo here, we're going to go to end phase and summon out the Apex Avian. Now, we're going to evaluate what this end board is. Alright? This end board is a monster negate anywhere. Hand, field, graveyard, deck, banish pile. Does not matter. Utopia Draco Future can negate the monster. If it negates it on the field, you also take control of it. Obviously, we have no spot on the field to do so, but you could. The Double Dragon Lords is a send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, return to the hand. This could be any face-up card they control, whereas the Ensemble has to be special summon monsters. Ensemble has 4 material. It's not a once per turn effect. If your opponent special summons a monster, you can detach 1 material from this card, target one of those special summon monsters, return it to the hand. Do that 4 times. That's 4 compulsory evacuation devices on either your opponent's turn or your turn for special summon monsters. You're playing against Drytron, you just keep bouncing the monsters they're going to summon back to the hand. They're eventually going to run out of gas. You can do that 4 times. So we already have 6 degrees of interruption here during our opponent's turn. The Apex Avian also has an effect. Once per turn, you can target 1 Mist Valley card you control, return it to the hand, negate the activation of a card. That's any card. That can be a monster, a spell, or a trap. This is an Omni Negate. This is critical. You want to use this for the biggest threat that you will face. Whether that's something like a, if you're playing in the TCG, something like a follow-up turn play where they go Fusion Destiny, they send, or let's say they go Red Ice Fusion. That's what this does. Protects you from the absolute blowout, as well as the Tri-Brigade Oath, which is now the 8th degree of interruption that we've got. Because we control a beast warrior, and a winged beast. So the Karis is a beast, the Double Dragon Lords is a beast warrior, the Ensemble Blue is a winged beast, as is the Apex Avian and the Simorgh. We can banish this card from the graveyard, target one face-up spell or trap card your opponent controls. That means if your opponent rips into a Lightning Storm, a Droplet, an Evenly Matched, or a Dark Ruler no more, normally you probably would not be able to respond with the Apex Avian. But because we control these 3 types of monsters, we can banish this at any point, target that card, negate it. It resolves, doesn't go through because it was negated. You continue to play with the board you have. That's still 7 forms of disruption that you have. We also drew into an Ash Blossom. That's pretty nice. Reason being, we now have 9 unofficial forms of interruption. All right? We didn't have to draw into this. This could have been any other card. The Lyrilusc, though, we guaranteed we added off the Wagtail, so we have a follow-up turn for next, follow-up play for next turn. Likely that follow-up play in the following turn would be to activate Bird Call, assuming that we have enough zones on the field to be able to summon, and you would prioritize searching the Barrel Canary. Reason being, you can summon the Barrel Canary, do the same play we did with the Sapphire Swallow to summon the Ensemble Nightingale, swing for a lot of damage. You can no longer summon anything but Exceed monsters from the extract for the rest of the turn, but the Ensemble Nightingale will be able to attack directly equal to the number of materials it has. It would have 3, most likely. Main phase 2. If you have the Wagtail available too, you could attach, make it 4 materials. Then you could summon the Downward Magician on top of that in main phase 2, assuming the Assembled Nightingale successfully attacked, or if you still have the Utopia Draco Future, that also successfully attacked. Summon the Downward Magician. The Downward Magician would have 5 materials on it in this moment. You would then go Zeus, Sky, Thunder. This would be a 6 material Zeus. That means you could wipe the board 3 times in the same chain if you wanted to. It's crazy. That's the power of this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I will be making more if you guys want, but this is the God board, as a lot of people refer to it. This is the board that most decks cannot play through. A lot of the times you don't even need the Tri-Brigade Oath, and most decks will just scoop. But this card right here enables the entire combo to be protected from the Droplet, from the Dark Ruler no more, from the Evenly Matched, and so forth. It's crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a like on the video or subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitch. I stream nightly now, and we play a different deck every night as long as Master Duel allows us. All right? Thank you guys for watching.